One of my employees, this dude Jason, he had a really good question here. He said, ask her thoughts on Kamala Harris being from Oakland, but also having a long history of locking up young black men.
Man, I don't fuck with blood at all because of that. Yeah. I feel like people wanted me to root for her because she's from wherever the fuck she said she's from. I don't even know the fuck she's from.
Right.
But from my understanding and people that I know back home, she done locked up a whole lot of niggas for a whole lot of shit they didn't do.
Right.
So until we rectify that, how can I promote you in an office? Because now you got way more power to fuck up more niggas that look like us.
Right.
I don't fuck with that.
But I think that because that was her doing the job of a prosecutor. Now we're going to get to see her be a vice president, where when you're vice president...
That's the diabolicalness of it.
Exactly.
Bitch, you could press any type of button now.
But she's not going to ever really be held accountable because she's not going to be forced to be making those kind of decisions. And let's be real, like at the time that she was making those decisions was when being tough on crime or whatever was like more smiled upon, you know?
And it's like I said, it's always a duality, good and bad. If you're doing something like that, that's because that was in you. You wanted to do that. I wouldn't do that to nobody.
Right.
Like, I know right from wrong. You knew what you was doing.
It's a weird conflicted one because you see like a lot of like people hyping it up, like, oh, imagine how all the young black girls feel all over America.
I don't feel shit for. Listen, that's the thing that I hate with women. They feel like not even just women in America. They try to preach this narrative that just because somebody's black, they're right when you're black. Nigga, no. I'm probably the first person to vocalize this.
Right.
I don't feel like that's important, and they should not perpetuate that because it's like that's the stigma in our community that when you go against that fucking statement, that you're wrong. You're not wrong for having your own opinion, especially when it's validated with facts. It is hard facts saying this person is not good for you or your people. Read into that. Don't go with the narrative because somebody looks like you.
Right.
That's right. No, hell no. It's like me saying my nigga, he killed 6 people. And you come up to me like, hey, he killed my mama. I'm like, oh, well, that's my nigga. He a killer.
Right.
The fuck that nigga wrong? He took your mom from you. Like,
could you respect somebody who looks like you and comes from where you're from but thinks that Donald Trump was a good president or wanted to support him?
yes, because that's their prerogative. Who am I to tell you how to think? That's your life.
Right.
That's your feelings. If you can validate to me why you feel like that, I have to respect your opinion. I have to disrespect you. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
I dislike Trump so much that it is kind of hard for me to wrap my head around how somebody could support him. But at the same time, I really hate the idea.
I think he's remarkably humorous.
Humorous?
He's remarkably humorous.
Well, I could definitely get behind that. But I just hate the idea that like people are supposed to, you know, like that you should be able to look at somebody's skin color and know exactly how they feel politically. That's such like a sinister idea.
That's
you know?
but that's how they pry on your emotions to get the vote, right? That's how they get you, especially my people specifically. I feel like we don't never, the average person's not even reading the bills that's being passed. They're not really paying attention to what they're voting for. They're just voting for the person that they feel like is for this.
Yeah.
And that's the smoke and the mirrors that they get you with.
Probably
We're going to do this for your people.
Yeah. 80 or 90% of people are probably basing their vote more on who they feel looks like them / would be somebody that they can imagine themselves going to the bar
Or
with.
what somebody is painting to you that they're going to do for you. That's how they dangle shit in front of us. For your community, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to pass this bill. Do this for your rights. And then people believe that shit. And then 5 years, 4 years later, when the presidency up and they didn't do that, they didn't realize that you passed that bill to let them in office. And you're not fighting for the next term for the person to, you know, perpetuate what this person said they was going to do in the first place. Like, that's the part. That's why I don't get into politics. I told you I'm just not on that type of time because it's like, I read a lot, so it's like I feel like, bro, this is some bullshit. All this shit constitutionally is wrong.
But do you feel like that's kind of the boxes that the label or whatever like sort of wanted you to be in? Like you were either going to be a super gangster or a super activist. Like those are the two slots
I'm a
that
lot
they
like
could put
Tupac.
you in.
I feel like niggas know you can't put me in no type of box. I'm too much of a free thinker.
Right.
And I'm just gonna be me. Today I might be Erykah Badu. Tomorrow you might very much so get a little left eye. So it's just like depends on what time you catch me. You know you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and I'm okay with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel free as a bird musically at this point? Just
Hell
like
yeah.
being able to, you put out 3 projects this year after not driving a project for all those years. Like, does it feel like you're a musician again? Like you were a musician for all these years, but you were playing shows and shit. You weren't putting out new projects online or whatever.
I feel like it's a gift and a curse because I feel like Good Night in the Ghetto was so good and it sat for so long that it's seasoned that a lot of people want it again because it aged well. They like, I need another good night. I'm like, no, bitch, you only want that because you had it for 4 years and nothing else.
Right.
So it's like, that's the part that kind of like irritates me sometimes. They be like, give me another good night. I'm like, no, you had it for 4 years. You're not fucking annoying it was to perform that shit over and over and over and
You get
over.
sick of performing the same old songs?
Oh my God. I had the same 30-minute set because I only have fucking, 10, 13 songs out. So it's like, fuck,
And
what
you
else
made-
can I do?
You made hundreds of songs behind the scenes, but you can't really
Put
perform
them
them
out,
when they don't know
nothing.
them.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't put the shit out. Like I was sitting on hella songs. It's still songs that I'm sitting on that you'll probably never hear that I just could not put out.
So, but are these new albums that have been put out over the past year, are those like the best songs from all these years? Or is that like
No,
what
that's
you
new
were
shit.
doing? It's new shit?
Literally new shit. Like I'm recording some shit right now. Like I record so quick, that shit don't make no fucking sense. I'll make a whole album tonight, Adam.
I heard you say that. You said you made like 10 songs in a night, no
Yeah,
problem.
that's how I got the deal.
Right.
I was like, who the fuck is this bitch? Where did she come from?
Did they try to have you writing for people and shit too?
Yeah, I don't like that shit though.
You're not into it?
I'm not giving you my sauce.
Really?
No, let me get my shit off first.
But isn't the bag pretty good?
That's what people say, but I'm not. I told you, I'm not driven by that type of stuff.
You aren't.
Give a fuck about that shit. Money gonna come to me regardless. I got a good heart.
You say a lot of stuff like that, though, that just like, I believe in my talent enough that I could say fuck you on this or this.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't stand on it. That's why I liked the 90s era, because niggas stood on what they fucking integrity and morals was. They didn't waver because a nigga is telling you, if you don't do this, then it's never gonna happen. Bitch, you ain't God. That's how I look at it. Like, the only person who could stop me from getting any fucking thing that I want to obtain is the Lord himself. It may take a little longer, but guess what? What's for me is still for me.
Definitely.
That's why I don't rush nothing. Because if you rush it and you get it, you're probably gonna lose it quicker.
Right. While you were kind of locked up in the label shit, though, basically like the whole genre of women rapping kind of blew
Evolved.
up
Yeah,
to
it
a level
evolved.
that it hadn't really been for
Yeah.
years and years. How do you feel about that? And did that make it kind of hard to watch all these girls getting put on and getting to have their moments and stuff, and then meanwhile you're just sort of stuck?
Fuck yeah, I always tell people it felt like I was in a glass house watching everybody outside playing. It's like I could see y'all, everything, but I can't touch, feel, smell, nothing. Like, you
Right.
feel me? It's like, fuck, I want to come outside and play. Remember that episode of SpongeBob when the nigga was just watching him and Patrick outside playing Squidward? That's how I fucking felt the whole time. I'm like, these bitches going up, and I support it.
Yeah.
I respect it, but it's just like, damn, I want to do me. Because it's like, I'm never doing something from a perspective where I'm hating on anyone. Because I admire a lot of female artists, because just to be a woman in hip hop and wake up and do you is hard enough.
Right.
It's unrealistic standards set on women. Hella unrealistic standards set on women that is not on men.
Right.
So if you can be an alpha woman in this business and make multi-millions of dollars in a big ass brand, I respect that.
Right. It feels like people are very quick. I mean, people are very quick to turn on male rappers as well, I feel like. But with women rappers in particular, it feels like the audience is kind of like looking for any little thing. Like, I felt
You
like I
know
saw
why?
that with
I'ma
Meg, with
tell you
Doja
why.
Cat, with
I'ma
everybody.
Tell you why. I literally last week I had an interview with, I don't even know who the fuck it was in the magazine, and I told them, I'm like, y'all put these unrealistic standards on women, right? Well, y'all try to force us to fucking kumbaya, hold hands, and turn in fucking circles. Y'all not telling all the men that they gotta form fucking brother circles.
They all
Why
hate
the
each
fuck
other.
do women gotta have fucking sister circles?
Right.
We all not gonna like each other, and that's just realistic. You feel me? And then you get the people who gonna pretend like they like people because they feel like that's what they have to do.
Right.
I don't never want to be that type of person, because I feel like if I don't fucking like you, I don't fucking like you. And that's why I told them, because it's like, y'all can't keep forcing that on women. That's why they want to break it, because everyone's trying to prove the theory wrong. Like, oh, y'all all really don't get along. That's what it is. They're trying to prove that theory wrong.
Yeah.
Because they forced this narrative. Like, got so many females now. I just love the unity and the sisterhood. It's not realistic. A lot of people don't like each other, but they're not going to come out and be like, I don't fuck with her.
Right.
Because if they say they don't fuck with her, guess what? Now she's a hater. Now she's this. Now she's fucking up the unity amongst
Right.
everybody. And they just be on some bullshit,
But
man.
there's an extent to which people can watch men beef in rap and just sit back and enjoy it. And
They
like-
encourage that.
and not really lose respect for either person. But
encourage
then
that.
women beefing with each other, it's like, why do women have to tear each other down? Why do
And
women have to fucking?
But that's why I'm telling
know?
you why they're saying that you're tearing them down, because they felt
Yeah.
like you're fucking up the unity, the sisterhood. Don't tear your sister down. We supposed to be kumbaya and a who girl, and man, that shit is fake. That shit is fake.
My favorite thing is how people are like, oh, like, you know, everybody needs to be more like the rappers in Atlanta who support each other and stuff. It's like
They be beefing too.
That's such a surface level of understanding of what's going on in Atlanta, and I can
Yeah.
actually point out for you a bunch of Atlanta rappers
Who
who have
don't get
shot at
along.
each other,
Exactly.
people who have died, people who clearly like. What about this huge rapper from Atlanta and this huge rapper from Atlanta that you've never seen on a song together? I wonder why. You know?
They're never gonna debunk all these theories, right? Because that's not their job to debunk it. Their job is to build you up and break you the fuck down.
Yeah.
So you have to walk a fine line because everybody wants to break you down, particularly women.
Yeah.
Specifically black women. They ain't fucking trying to break down Taylor Swift. They're gonna break down motherfucking Megan Thee Stallion before they break down Taylor Swift real quick. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta walk that fine line in this entertainment business. That's why I don't let people in my life a lot, because it's like once I let you in, you know how I think, you know how I move, you know anything about me, you know how to break me. Especially the media, because they can't wait.
Is there any of the new female artists that you've been particularly impressed by?
I fuck with everybody. Like, literally, I ain't never had no issue with nobody. You know what I'm saying? We all meet. We cool. I'm not going to push that kumbaya shit. Like, we best friends. We go eat sushi all the time. Like, ain't none of that shit. But as far as me meeting everybody, I feel like I fuck with Flo Milli right now. I feel like she came out of nowhere and she kind of like
She got good
prospering.
energy, yeah.
So I fuck with that. Like, and I feel like she's doing something different. So it's like, I be paying attention. I keep my eye on certain shit to a degree, but I don't overly step my boundaries.
Flo Milli is one artist that I heard who I was kind of like, you know, she sort of got a little bit of that like young Chief Keef type energy where she was just like real aggressive and shit, which is not something that I feel like a lot of times people are ready to accept from a female artist, but she like managed to like pull it off in a way where I was like, yo, I actually fuck with this, and I can imagine like girls fucking with this in a way that is very different, you know?
Yeah, I fuck with Sweetie because I feel like Sweetie, from day one, she's always been an advocate of me, and I fuck with that. Besides Cardi, Sweetie the only other person who ever acknowledged me.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people try to act like I don't exist to make me go away. You can't act like I don't exist and think it's going to make me go away. It's going to make me go harder.
No, they should tap in for sure.
People know exactly who the fuck I'm at. I just feel like to a degree people feel like if I act like she's not there, she won't blow.
Right.
Bitch, please. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the type of thing you deal with this entertainment industry, you know? Like a motherfucker know you there. They know you dope. They see it. They'll actually be a fan of you.